Oh, that made me jump.
Yeah, that's not your characteristic there. As we switch back towards the front, rammer deep to the 30 did right there.
Right, so
then running in 18th position, still got a little bit of dirt on the outside of the Rookies Cup, you've got to say. 5th place he is now.
And the fastest lap of the race, so that's the 16 of Joel Pons in the middle of the group there, and as you say, the end of lap 2.
So then, Beñat Fernandez.
Some advice. Anyway, the 7 of Beñat Fernandez. Hakim said he wasn't planning to change the motorcycle. He said the motorcycle was great. He said superb stuff. Absolutely. His brother is here. His younger brother.
It's more sensible than it was yesterday. Everyone saw what happened with the leading drift. The lead and 7.5 seconds off Marco Morelli in brakes. This is absolutely classic though from Rookies Cup. Race 2, rejoined, and he's in 20th spot. He's just overtaken.
As we saw any time yesterday over Brian Uriarte. Brian were right-hander Uriarte 1 and 2, 180 kilometres an hour, 112 before, because there's Hakim Danish trying to make a break on it. Career. You're on board with Hakim Danish on the 13 in
his 2nd year in Rookies Cup 2. So he's had a torrid start to his 2nd season in Rookies Cup, but for seeing him as he got pushed wide and bogged down through a couple of corners there, he's now got Christian Daniels.
He has the advantage.
I want to give a shout out to Giulio Pugliese from the back of the third. He's over it. Time to call it quits on the old career then.
Beat pass. There is the number 5, and he's back in 7th.
Last year.
Well, and there, Pratama is now up into...
Now, that is a very nice lad.
Yeah, but he's got, in doing that, he's gone...
There's what a debut he had yesterday, finishing up in 6th position.
Has the advantage.
Oh, yes, he does. No, not for long, though, because it's actually...
Yesterday when he came through the field, and I'm sure he's going to lock onto his tail.
As they come across the Tricolore once again. Long lap penalty complete into turn 2 there. Moving up into 5th position now.
Tama.
He is going to be anything but zen at the moment, fighting
group, and make it just a battle between 2 or 3 of them at the front and back of this group. But it's a big up, a huge slipstream, and it is zen in
is the order that we're seeing now in race 2 in her F.
Now, can Brian...
Did he punt Carter off? I thought he was ahead of him at the time, but in those top 6, Danish, Uriarte, Morelli, Pugliese, Thompson, yeah, now he's 17th again.
Yeah, so he's way back at the end of that group.
He's overtaking spot because you do sacrifice a bit of your run onto the back straight.
Taken the long lap penalty. Marco Morelli has taken the long lap penalty. It'll be fascinating. He has his sights set on the
tail. And now he goes up in a 4th. His tyres, congrats to him, because that's a heck of a recovery he's on there. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Very impressive from that young Span.
A much better ride than he's had all season so far.
There is Kado Thompson. It's easily the best of the first years in so far.
Has the advantage now. Brian Uriarte is up into 2nd place. I am just going to push a bit harder tomorrow, and we're already seeing that. That's the motocross expert, so maybe he's, he's taken some thought.
Can't let him get away again, can we? Goodness me.
And
17th.
He must have stopped it just before he ran out of road.
Yeah, and they've all done their homework overnight, and it's much more bunched up. And Yaroslav can't push in. He is 10 seconds off.
Want to see that get too far extended? But hard on the miles an hour.
Kado Thompson did not actually crash. He
there. And he has now opened up as big a gap 4th place at the moment as you go through the sweeping climbing. 13 laps remaining, and it's all to play.
Up in the top 10 now. That's the best we've seen from him so far, and his junior for company as well, whose form has really come on in his to start his grid up to 9th position, and then just behind him Joel Pons at number 16 is, as we see, that's Morelli trying to muscle his way back through on Beñat Fernandez.
Right, the 7 of Beñat Fernandez, who came from 13th on the 3rd place. Oh my goodness, it took him half a lap longer this time to go from 15th. He's lost about 4 places.
Yeah.
You know, you either pass or
stuff from another rider who came through the selection event at the end of Beñat Fernandez, as Leah Ramesdorfer looks on his outside, doesn't want to take anyone
this time around.
Down the back straight once again, there's the number 7 of Beñat Fernandez for Marco Morelli. Then he's got a lot of work to do in 7 laps.
And as I said, Kado Thompson said that I failed to go with Pratama
for the first place in this Rookies Cup race. Pratama scythed his way through on the Australian of Thompson into 2nd. Giulio Pugliese from the back of the grid up to 9th position, and then just behind him Joel Thompson. But for now, they are still 1.4
back in 7th place. Right, the 7 of Ega Fernandez.
I think he's got to keep an eye on his pit board, hasn't he, or see what the gap is to the rider.
Yeah, but in doing that, he's lost about 4 places.
Yeah.
I saw him look over his shoulder and see just how far the others are behind.
For long though, because it's actually Ega Fernandez as Leah Ramsdorfer looks on his...
Brilliant. So let's see. I wonder, what do you think Brian's thought?
Long lap penalty complete for Marco Morelli then. He's got a lot of work to Zen Mitani from the back of the grid though, Peter, up to 11th place. Zen at the moment fighting for first place in this rookies. They cross the line then. It's Thompson from Uriarte, Pratama.
And it is Zen on the 34 in 2nd place. Behind, go off that dry line to get past people. So as the dry line forms, you
thought he was ahead of him at the time, but we'll have to find out after the race.
That's right. But and it's a good time to overtake. Don't hang about, because as a way back at the end of that group,
he can't have been so fast. No! So we have a new leader then. It's Kado Thompson.
It'll be fascinating because he's going to lose a huge number of places. And, you know, that is a very brave move.
What an overtake that is. But has he made it?
There we are, along that penalty. And you go over the top of the hill here, still holding the same gear. He knows it. We know that he's got to have a long lap penalty. I didn't see the signboard go out. Left-handers, we're coming towards the end of the left-hand of this climb here.
So, you know, that information would be good to have.
Yeah, right, okay.
And then it's nature, whether it's wet or dry, isn't it, compared to other ones we go to?
Yeah, it is.
Have we not seen it? Have we seen it on our TV screens? We've got it on our timing screens and the times from there. You do see quite a few different names that we used to see.
It looked suspiciously like he touched the green, and there is the number 95.
Last round. You know what? He was doing rather well in dry conditions as well. All the way down to 17th position now,
and I think I thought, chasing after Veda Pratama. Marco Morelli has a long lap penalty that he's got to perform, but the leader now, of course, by another rider, but as you say, equally luckless anyway. Nothing to do with been climbing a right-hander Arabiata 1 and 2, 180 kilometres. He got somebody hit him and broke the clutch lever, I think. Actually,
that's from him so far in his career.
You're on board with Hakan down
a little bit further back as well, so I think he can stick there for now, can't he? Ponza, number 16, he's had a torrid start to his 2nd season in 1 seconds back. They're going to cross the 2nd intermediate now.
Who came from 13th on the grid, he has the advantage.
I want to give a shout out to those behind him. If they start to close, he's going to need to make a move and get back up.
You know, you either pass or be passed. There is the number 5, and he is. Entirely, as you say, Matt, he's the quickest man on track at the moment.
Outside, doesn't want to take anyone out. That is a very nice lad.
Yeah. What's it going to be now? Is he going to pass back as soon as he can, or is he going to sit
to do in 7 laps?
Has the advantage.
Oh yes, he does. No, not. That's very impressive for the Japanese rider.
Superb stuff, absolutely.
Race as they come across the tricolore once again. Ramadipa, Indonesia, 3rd and 4th, and that's pretty special.
Behind the 54 of Veda Pratama.
He is going to be anything but.
Can stick to it and make the life of the guy behind you very difficult indeed. He's going to pick up, of course, he's right at the back of this group, but it's to pick up a huge slipstream. A dry line forms. It actually makes overtaking more difficult because you've got to...
He just... Did he punt Carter off? I thought the number 50. This is brilliant stuff from the Aussie.
The top 18 all
now he's 17th again.
Yeah.
Stick perhaps not. Uriarte kept it pinned, tries to go out the inside, but...
And there he goes. He's taken the long lap penalty. Marco Morelli has taken the long lap penalty. Flick it right and go down, and there goes Kado Thompson. That's a brave move. He should have a warning on his dash as well, and he's only got a limited time. And it's a lot steeper climb than you can see on the TV screen there. So back at the front, here is Marco Morelli, who with as you say, you mentioned before, you know, all these corners that run together the greens, but
you know, we're not seeing what for. So up towards the sharp end, this sort of track is so different.
The 17-year-old Argentine Marco Morelli, who has to do a long lap penalty.
Here so far this weekend, and if you look through practices, actually.
And it's a good time to overtake. Don't hang about.
Brian Uriarte is much closer in the championship to him now as we look ahead from... Tries to go up the inside, but no! So we have a new lead. Middle of this shot, just behind Fernandez there. So Dinesh feeling a bit more...
Thompson, that's a brave move. That is a very brave move.
What an...
2nd place, ahead of number 11, Gonzalez.
Dinesh
on the TV screen there, and then you go over the top of the hill here, but only just... from Gonzalez. They're spread out across.
Callers that run together, the left-handers, we're going towards the end of the level.
In 11th.
And Ramadipa there has gone inside Brian Iriarte.
So different in its nature, whether it's wet or dry, isn't it? Compared to 7th and 8th. Danish, watching our series leader, he's up into 9th. If you look through practices,